I am 32 male, and my family just tried to screw me over in the worst way possible. I own my house. Bought it 3 years ago after grinding my way through years of crappy apartments, roommates from hell, and a boss who thought overtime was a suggestion. I saved every penny, worked my ass off, and finally got a decent place in a quiet neighborhood. It's not a mansion, but it's mine. No mortgage, no landlord breathing down my neck. Just peace. Or so I thought. Enter my parents and my sister, 28F. She's 6 months pregnant and just announced she and her boyfriend are having a baby. Happy news, right? Except for one little problem. They want my house. It started off subtle. My mom casually mentioned how great my place would be for a growing family. My dad kept bringing up how a real man takes care of his family. My sister, who I was actually close with growing up, suddenly started acting entitled to things she never even cared about before. At first, I brushed it off. Maybe they were just making conversation. Maybe I was being paranoid. But then, one night, we had a family dinner. That's when they hit me with it. Mom, so, we've been talking, and we think it would be best if you signed over your house to your sister. You don't have kids, and she needs it more than you do. I swear, I almost choked on my drink. Me, wait, what? Dad, she's about to be a mother, son. That baby deserves a stable home. A house with a backyard, not some cramped apartment. You're single. You don't need all that space. Sister, you wouldn't want your future niece or nephew to struggle, would you? I laughed. I genuinely thought they were joking. They weren't. Me. That's not happening. I work for this house. It's mine. Mom sighed like I was some selfish, ungrateful child. Mom, we raised you to be better than this. Family comes first. Sister, I thought you cared about me. I guess I was wrong. That's when it clicked. This wasn't a conversation. It was an ambush. They had already decided what was going to happen. I was just supposed to agree. But I didn't. You want me to hand over my house? To you? For free? Dad, it's not for free. It's for your family. Me, no. Absolutely not. Silence. Then the guilt trip started. The emotional manipulation. My mom actually started crying. My sister stormed off, calling me a greedy bastard. My dad gave me a whole speech about duty and sacrifice. But I didn't budge. That's when things got ugly. A few days later, my sister's boyfriend called me. I don't even like the guy. He's a lazy, job-hopping loser who treats my sister like a maid. But he had the audacity to say, "Be a man and do the right thing. You can always buy another house." I hung up. Then I noticed strange things happening. My parents started telling extended family that I had offered my house to my sister. Suddenly, aunts and uncles were calling, praising me for being such a generous brother. My sister posted on Facebook thanking me publicly for giving her baby a home. They were trying to back me into a corner. But they underestimated me. I wasn't going to let them manipulate me. I called my parents, my sister, and her boyfriend into a group chat and sent one message. I never agreed to give up my house. Stop lying. Take down the Facebook post, or I will publicly correct it myself. My sister left me on read. My mom responded with some passive-aggressive nonsense. I don't know why you're making this so difficult. We're just trying to do what's best for everyone. Best for everyone? More like best for them. Then came the breaking point. I came home from work a few days later and found my locks changed. My key didn't work. My own damn house, and I couldn't get in. I banged on the door. My sister answered. She moved in. Her boyfriend was in my living room, feet up on my coffee table, acting like he owned the place. Sister, you weren't using it, and we needed a place now. It's better this way. Me. Are you out of your mind? This is breaking and entering. Sister, no, it's just family helping family. You weren't even living here full time. We figured you wouldn't mind. I saw red. I called the police. They tried to play it off like it was a family dispute, but I had my property deed and proof that I never agreed to let them move in. Since they had changed the locks, it was considered unlawful entry. Cops gave them 10 minutes to get their stuff and leave. My sister was screaming at me, calling me heartless, saying I was kicking a pregnant woman onto the street. Her boyfriend? He had the audacity to threaten me. You'll regret this, man. Oh, I doubted that. Once they were gone, I changed the locks again and installed security cameras. Then, I got petty. I sent my sister and her boyfriend a formal trespassing notice through a lawyer. If they ever set foot on my property again, they'd be arrested. Then I made a public Facebook post. Just to clarify, I never gave my house to my sister. She and her boyfriend broke in while I was at work and changed the locks. The police had to remove them. I will not be discussing this further, but let this be a lesson. Entitlement is not the same as generosity. The fallout was glorious. My parents tried to do damage control, but extended family turned on them. No one wanted to support a literal break-in. My mom cried about how I had humiliated my sister. My dad called me cruel for not considering the baby. I told them both, if you think she deserves a house, why don't you give her yours? Silence. And that's when they pulled the final card. They threatened to disown me. Mom, if you don't do this for your sister, you're no son of mine. Dad, family should come first. If you won't be a brother, then don't expect to be a son. I just laughed. Me, that's fine. I'd rather have my house than a family that treats me like an AITA. And that was that. They went no contact. My sister, my parents, I was dead to them. Guess what? I don't care. Because now, I have peace. My house is safe, my boundaries are set, and I'm no longer their personal doormat. And honestly, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. Family is earned, not entitled. After my parents cut me off, I expected some peace. What I didn't expect was my sister and her boyfriend trying to screw me over one last time. 2 weeks after I had them kicked out, I got served with a lawsuit. Yes, a lawsuit. My sister was suing me for unlawful eviction and emotional distress. She was claiming that, because she was pregnant, kicking her out was cruel and put her unborn baby at risk. Her boyfriend also tried to claim that he had established tenant rights since he had been staying there. I was furious, but not surprised. The lawsuit demanded I either give them back the house or pay them a ridiculous amount in damages. They even had the audacity to list my furniture as theirs. I didn't even hesitate. I got a lawyer, and my lawyer tore them apart. First, my sister and her boyfriend were never tenants. They never paid rent. They never had a lease agreement. They literally broke in. There were police records proving they were removed for unlawful entry. That alone destroyed their case. Second, my lawyer countersued for trespassing, property damage, and legal fees. They panicked. Suddenly, my parents were calling me again, not to apologize, but to beg me to drop the counter lawsuit. Mom, she's pregnant. You're really going to put that stress on her? Dad, we can fix this as a family. Just drop it, son. Me, you made it clear I wasn't your son anymore, remember? Silence. They never cared about me. They only cared that their golden child was finally facing consequences. The case was thrown out in court almost immediately. The judge actually scolded my sister and her boyfriend for wasting the court's time. But the best part? Since I countersued, the judge ordered them to pay my legal fees. That's right. They tried to screw me over, and instead, they ended up paying thousands. My sister sobbed in court about how this was so unfair. Her boyfriend looked like he wanted to punch a wall. And me? I just walked out smiling. But the revenge didn't stop there. I made sure everyone knew what they had done. I sent the police report and court documents to extended family, friends, and even my sister's job. I wasn't going to let her twist the story again. Her reputation was ruined. No more sympathy. No more playing the victim. And her boyfriend? He ended up dumping her. Apparently, he didn't like being with someone who was now in massive debt. Karma's a beautiful thing. And if you enjoyed this wild ride, subscribe for more.